Everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick, thanks so much for joining us this morning on Inside Automotive. The 2026 New York International Auto Show is the place to be for dealers, car enthusiasts, and really industry insiders alike. So Lauren Fix, you know her from CBT News as well as so many other outlets out there. She's also the founder of Car Coach Reports and the co-host of The Drive with Lauren and Carl. She's here to give us a recap of the show, sharing the latest vehicle really the latest vehicles that are out there and the vehicle unveilings, I should say, and some industry trends and key insights. So, Lauren, thank you so much for joining us on the show once again.
Yeah, I just got back. It's the 125th International Auto Show for New York.
Wow.
We always start off the show with the World Car of the Year awards. I'm a juror for the World Car of the Year as well as for the North American Car and Truck and Utility Vehicle of the Year. And so interesting cars, some we have here in the U.S., some we will be getting to the U.S., some we're never going to see. But they always start off with an interesting trend. A friend of mine, Byrne, comes out and he does a study across the industry to find out what consumers are looking for, what we as media, what we're thinking, because there's 100 jurors on the World Car Juror globally. They're all over the place.
Wow.
And the number one factor, which is really good for everyone to know, is affordability. So it's an interesting trend because that's obvious. Affordability, they want to have flexibility. People want to be able to have gasoline, hybrid, or electric. We kind of know that. We've been reporting on that.
Yeah.
But when you look at the winners for the World Car of the Year awards, it doesn't go along with the trend.
Yeah.
So what may be cool and fashionable and stand out in the crowd may not be what customers are walking into showrooms asking for. So I'll give you the World Car of the Year winners. And some pretty impressive cars. The big overall winner, I'll tell you last, but that one is available in the U.S. or will be. We started off with the Person of the Year, which is Oliver Zipse from BMW. He's the chairman of the board. And obviously, BMW has made a big investment here in South Carolina. They're the number one employer, so they've done a lot with design. Then we go to the Design Award, which was the Mazda 6e, which will become the new Mazda 6. So we'll be seeing that currently. The design that we saw was purely that of electric, which I don't think Mazda's going to go down that road because they're reading the tea leaves, which are blatantly obvious that the sales just aren't there here in the U.S.
Sure.
Urban car here we will not get here. It is a Chinese-built car called the Neo Firefly.
Okay.
Although there was a representative there, they're never going to come to the U.S. They're way too small. Besides, even though President Trump wants tiny cars, I don't think this one's coming.
Okay.
Electric car of the year is the BMW iX3, which has the completely new cockpit. And if you haven't seen it, it's on their website. It's really interesting they integrated your phone. So when you're looking at information, it's popping up in front of you in a head-up display rather than being you looking down or you looking to the side. That will just certainly good for safety. For luxury, this vehicle is available here in the U.S. It's the Lucid Gravity. It is not through dealers. Obviously, you have to go through, you purchase it online. It is an SUV. It is a very nice car. I've driven all the Lucid lineup. It has a very long battery life. But again, it's going to be limited production because you're just not going to sell mass market like a Toyota or a Honda. And then the performance car of the year is available. The Hyundai Ioniq 6N, which is a fun little performance car.
Sure.
It has the sound. They added the sound component in. So when you go into the N mode or the sport mode, you feel like you're driving a sports car. As a sports car person, it's not the same, but it gives people that feeling so you can have the best of all worlds, which brings us to the car of the year. And that was the BMW iX3. It was chosen from 58 contenders from around the world. So that was a big win for BMW.
Yeah.
That will be built here in South Carolina. It will be in dealers. You can start ordering it in May. So it's a nice looking car, but it is all electric. So we'll see if they suddenly decide to shift to a little bit of hybrid, maybe plug-in hybrid, because that's what consumers are looking for.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. So what were some of the unveilings that really stood out and made the biggest splash with you or consumers?
I would say I was surprised first that there was so many reveals because we have not seen reveals at pretty much any auto show in a while. Usually brands will bring us out. We'll go to Toyota, we'll go to Dallas, or we'll go to California. This was a nice surprise, starting with Hyundai. They kept this very tightly under wraps. I was actually impressed with their Boulder concept. And it looks like a Bronco. Okay. And this is their first body on frame. And it looks good. And I talked to a few internals. I said, how close is this to production? And of course, it's a concept. I would say it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, Look it up online. It is a really cool looking
Wow.
vehicle. And I think Ford better be concerned because if they're not going to, and we know how Hyundai operates, it's going to be electric, it's going to be plug-in hybrid, and gas. And globally, it'll be offered most likely in a diesel platform, but not here in North America, unfortunately.
Okay.
But they'll probably have a performance lineup because Genesis is their performance line, their luxury line. And we have seen the Scorpion, which unfortunately couldn't make it. It's sort of tied up in the Middle East. In other words, it wasn't going to make it. But Genesis brought us the GV70, which is their SUV, their entry level SUV,
Okay.
the Prestige Graphite. So they've got a higher trim level, offering more Napa leather, special stitching, and not more performance necessarily, but more details.
Okay.
They all also what I really like, and I wouldn't mind. I hope they're going to build it. I did talk to Ash Carson. I will get you an interview on that. He's in charge of product planning. And Ash told me that the G90 Blackwing concept, which they showcased in Europe, it is on a G90 platform, so it's big, but it's a wagon. And
Okay.
it sounded amazing. So
Really?
there, it has the Magma engine in it. They have put it on the track. They've had it on the Nürburgring. And I'm like, okay, this sounds like you're getting close to releasing it. Of course, they all deny. They always deny until we actually see it. But they do have the GV60 Magma there, which we did see actually last year. It was also at the LA Auto Show. Again, Magma being orange. So that's going to be their performance color. Also, nice reveal the evening prior. While you were in the city, the 2027 Volkswagen Atlas was shown. That's going to be built in the Chattanooga plant.
Okay.
It's going to start around $40,000. It'll have the standard 2-liter engine they have now with an 8-speed automatic transmission, of course, available front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive.
Okay.
Updated completely, interior and exterior, a little bit larger, 3-row SUV, very nicely done, and illuminated logos. That's going to be the trend. The illuminated logos. I'm seeing it everywhere. The
Really?
Volkswagen logo. Everyone wants the illuminated logo. I don't know why. We used to look at headlight configurations. Now it's the illuminated logo.
Right. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Also was Nissan Z. We know the Z car well. They realized there's been a lot of demand asking for a more higher performance level, more aero kits on it. And so they're going to offer it with a manual transmission. And that's certainly something we're to see with 420 horsepower. They claim it's track ready. So it'll be called the Nismo Z. So that'll be coming out for 2027. We also got to see the 2027 Kia Seltos. So you've seen the Telluride. The dealers call it the Celluride because when they hit the lot, they're sold. And this is basically a baby Telluride. So it's got all that same look, all that same features, all that same technology. We'll be test driving those in the very near future. I'll get you a review on that. Same thing, LED running lights, the
Yeah, it's
same
a beautiful
type
car.
of look.
Yeah, we're looking at it right now on the screen, and it's beautiful.
It is. And then Kia also is bringing us the EV3. This is going to be their entry level electric vehicle. I don't know how it's going to do, but I think if you come in low enough price, you're going to get a lot of interested parties. I know gasoline prices are high now. They may not stay high long.
Yeah.
It's hard to predict that. But also from other brands, we had Subaru showed us the Getaway, which is their electric vehicle. It's got dual powered motors, or two electric motors, 420 horsepower. That was very nicely done.
Wow.
Subaru's coming to market with electric. I don't know why they're not doing so great with the Celterra, but people that love Subaru are super loyal to the brand, and they have to be able to offer a selection of different powertrains to make them happy.
Yeah, and you also got, environmentalists often drive Subarus. So maybe
Yes,
they're
they
thinking that's the market, right?
Well, it's a smart move. Obviously, you make what the customer wants, not not what the government pushes on you or what you think you want. It's, if you're making, like I always say, if you're making coffee, everyone wants tea, then stop making coffee and make tea.
That's right.
But Ford had the 2027 Expeditions, their 30th anniversary. I can't believe it. I think I had one maybe not that long ago, but a while ago. It's going to have special 22-inch high gloss wheels, a blue ember metallic paint color. And then everyone's kind of doing special editions. That was very common for a lot of these trade shows. The Chrysler Pacifica had the 2027. It's the only product that Chrysler has right now. Hopefully they'll figure out what they're going to either expand the line or merge it together. They're going to have to do something at Stellantis. Sales were up only slightly this year.
Yeah.
And they brought out a Dodge Durango GT America 250 edition. So they're going to have a whole bunch of lineup with that, whether it be the Ram 1500, the Jeep, or the Durango will have a big sticker kit, and it will stand out in the crowd. So if you've got customers or you're thinking about, I need a car that when I drive it, I've arrived, that is one of those.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting vehicles. Of course, the TRX, which they said they weren't going to build anymore, and everyone went and bought one. Well, they're coming back with the TRX because Hemi is smart. I think the big thing is bringing back Tim Kuniskis to run Stellantis was
Yeah.
the smartest move they could have done.
Yes. Yes.
He's a real car guy.
He
He
is.
knows
Dealers
vehicles.
love him.
Yes, and the truth is that he has his ear to the ground. He understands that customers want trucks, they want vehicles,
Yep.
and I know they want cars. So the rumor has it from a friend of mine who is one of the lead designers there that they're going to be bringing in sedans also
Mm.
because there's a demand. There's no more Chrysler 200 or 300,
Yeah. Right.
and
Right.
you can't rely on everything else that's out there. I know they brought us some Fiats and a new look of the Tonale. I questioned all the brands that are under the Stellantis window, but we'll find out soon. I have friends that own dealerships around the country. They're giving me some insider information, but they're trying to do some trim level upgrades to entice consumers to get in the cars, drive those cars. There's a lot of great product out there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing on the market today, which you might have said maybe in the 80s. Oh, don't buy that. There's so much good product
I know.
out there.
It's so
And
true.
it's really nice to see.
That's right. Hence the reason, people are keeping their cars longer. The cars are built better. They got the technology that everybody wants in it, maybe even more technology than everybody wants in it.
Too much, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, and of course, with the average price of a car being over $50,000, even Bernie Moreno said, hey, OEMs, you got to dial it back a little bit. You got things in these cars that we don't need 14 different airbags, to save our lives. And, it's just like
Right.
one OEM is trying to outdo the other on all this kind of stuff, but it just keeps adding
Technology,
and adding
too.
and adding to the price of the car. It's crazy.
And the technology, just way too much tech.
Yeah.
Half the time you don't use it. Like,
That's right.
yes, self-parking cars are awesome.
That's
but are
right.
you really using it?
Yeah. And as some
I mean,
people say, why?
I like to park my car. You should know how to park a car parallel and perpendicular.
That's right. And now with everybody walking around with one of these, do you really need for there to be a system, that takes you to your destination that's built in the car? Does a GPS?
Yeah.
Do you really need that in the car? Some people are saying maybe that's something, because everybody's plugging in, and having it right there. So interesting.
Yeah, it's true. I do see a lot of products that we test drive that don't have navigation systems at all.
Yeah.
They're saying if you want it, you subscribe, and that can be expensive. So you have to be really aware of some of these subscription fees.
I
They
know.
can nickel and dime you to death.
I know.
But that's why I always say, if you plug in your phone, you've got everything you want. You can listen to audio. The only problem is AM radio, which it looks like we are going to save AM radio, which is good. Because if you don't have 2 bars on your phone, you're not going to get AM radio signal. You're not going to get any signal other than maybe a phone call. So it's important to note that customers and consumers are very aware. Affordability is still the top factor. I talked to an executive at Honda that we had the interview on your channel, and it's important to note that they're aware that they need to start producing cars under $25,000, and that doesn't
Right.
mean take away the power windows and give us basically
Yeah,
a stripped down car, but give us something we want.
Right.
And I'm hearing from consumers, they don't even want center screens. Could you just give me like a radio and
Yeah.
I can listen to the turn by turn directions. I don't need to see them. And I think there's a lot of pushback on too much tech. And when you see vehicles like Slate coming out, where there literally is nothing other than you have to connect your phone and you have a speedometer
Yeah.
and a charging gauge, maybe not electric, but if you could come up with something that was more reasonably priced for consumers, I think there'd be a lot more sales.
Right, right. In our last 60 seconds together, and I appreciate all the time you've given us, anything on autonomy or autonomous vehicles, is that making its way back into the headlines now?
In the good and the bad. Under the Tesla brand, he's becoming more of a tech company with robots and robo-taxis.
Yeah.
But at the same time, while we're at the auto show, and it's not an April Fool's joke, there was a large congestion because of a minor accident from an autonomous vehicle that was in China.
Ah.
So I don't think we're there yet. I know that Bernie Moreno is pushing very hard for this as well, Sean Duffy and everyone, but we have to remember, until there are firewalls to protect you, the consumer, which we know is not possible at this time,
Yeah.
it is 100% guaranteed that you're protected. Plus, how do we handle weather?
Yeah.
Those are like the two big ones. And the insurance companies don't like it either, because what ends up happening is if there's an accident, whose fault is it? Is it yours? Is it mine? Is software company? And
right.
it gets a little convoluted. So I think we're not there yet. I think there will be taxis, Uber, like an Uber taxi type of thing.
Oh,
or a
in Atlanta
Waymo.
here, every other vehicle's, downtown is a driverless Waymo car. That's they're at every corner. There's 3 or 4
Yeah.
at every stoplight. It's really something to see.
It's kind of scary if you think
Yeah.
about it. It's very futuristic, but That for those type of drives around town, I think they're fine. I think for the long haul, for everyday use,
Yeah,
I think people like the control of going where they want
that's right.
and be in charge.
I agree. Lauren Fix,
Yep.
automotive expert and founder of Car Coach Reports. Check this young lady out online. You're going to love what you see. Nobody does this better than Lauren. So, Lauren, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And thanks for all of the great content that you provide to our audience as well. It's great.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.
If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and check out our car review channel, Car Smarts. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, and if you want even more content, check out the links in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.